And welcome back to Coach's Corner, everyone. We are thrilled to have Arcadia Baseball making the season debut for the Apaches, Nick Lemas and third base coach Gabe Hyatt. 13th season for both of you guys for the Apaches. How does it feel to be heading back into the season once again?
It feels good. Finally get back into it, after last season. And you always want to get back on the field and get after it again. So we're looking forward to it.
So all this rain, we finally have a little bit dry weather, but all this rain is not easy on the field. How's it going with the field, and what are you guys expecting for this weekend going into your opener?
Our field holds water pretty well, so we should be able to get on it a little bit today. Definitely back on it tomorrow. And it should hold whatever happens Friday night or Saturday morning, so we should be able to open up Saturday night against Rancho Cucamonga. So
you guys, it's impressive to see how much work that you guys do on the field, and it seems like the maintenance of the field is not just a coach's thing, but the players get involved after the games to help, make just a nice field and a nice facility for the players to play on. What is that process like, trying to maintain a field with the weather and the elements and everything you guys have to do?
It's pretty fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun to see the kids do all the stuff that they do. But I actually like going out there and spending a couple hours before practice. It's kind of like a stress reliever, and we take tremendous pride in it. And Nick does a great job. All the other coaches put in what they can, and it's fun to have a really nice field for the kids to play on. And we get a lot of comments on it throughout the community on how great our facility is, and so it's fun, and it's enjoyable to put in the work to have that kind of facility for the kids.
Well, you guys do a lot of work. I just want to bring
how fun
that
it
up.
is.
But it's
It
nice
is. It is.
because
It's something to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it teaches the kids too. Like, you want something nice, you got to work for it. You got to maintain it. You got to put in. You got to put in the work. It's not going to take care of itself.
It's not fun when the rain's happening. That's
Right.
not the fun part.
But
You gotta do
it
extra.
is cool to see after a game, the players will go grab the rakes and somebody will go grab the hose, and it's just kind of cool. It's part of the experience, and it's not just somebody's gonna come and do this all the time. It takes a lot of work, so it's cool to see the teamwork aspect, and it's a nice learning lesson for the kids. So it's pretty cool. Not too long ago, you guys took on a team from Korea. Cool experience.
Always.
How was that game?
It was like it always is. It was a great game. Ended up in a tie. They got some big boys, and they're well coached. They do a really good job and very detailed. And it was nice getting to play them kind of right before the season started, just to kind of give us a real test of where we're at. Because those guys play together and have been playing together probably a lot longer than we have. So,
how did that game come about? How did you guys end up playing a team from Korea?
They come by. They come by every year around this time of the year. So I think they're all off with the new year in that area, and I think they have some time off. I don't know how the weather is or what the full story is, but I think they send like 5 or 6 high schools that come out here and spend a month or so playing games.
I was reading a lot of the high school baseball blogs, and there was a report that your third base coach went down for the second year in a row. Can we confirm this, Gabe?
It happened, yeah. It did. And it wasn't planned. It's funny because it was talked about a lot before the game, just because it was the game that it happened last year. And then I almost started laughing as it was happening, because I was like, oh man, this is happening again. Luckily, it wasn't caught on tape this year. So
last year, I'm sure you saw, Nick and I did a breakdown of the actual play-by-play of you backing up, the shoes going out from under you, the ball.
Yeah, that was great.
Take us through that. It was a memorable moment for us.
Yeah, it was awesome. I watched it hundreds and hundreds of times, but. So I've been working on my back pedals and hoping that doesn't happen again. I feel like maybe he cut the grass a little too thin.
Always somebody else's fault.
It was a little wet.
We always hear of the home field advantage, where like maybe the ground screw will make the chalk a little bit thicker on the foul line, so the ball stays in on the bunt. Is this guy sabotaging the third base box?
I think he kind of had that in mind. I thought that the grass got cut the day before, and then he went back and cross cut it again, so it was a little thinner than normal, I think.
Yeah.
And it was been raining and wet, so I think I was set up a little bit.
But I think because he's so superstitious, last year when you fell, you guys went on a historic 23-game school record winning streak, had a great CIF run, and I think he's trying to get the mojo back.
Yeah, we actually didn't lose a game the rest of that fall after that fall. And then went on that run. So, yeah, hopefully that happens again. Or just hopefully it just creates another great season.
And you were Instagram famous on that. What account picked that up? Somebody picked that up, and it was pretty big.
Baseball Lifestyle was the big one, but just like a couple months ago, was it? Like a couple other Instagrams picked it up and put it on again. Some of our kids were or follow all these baseball accounts, and I was getting all these messages saying, "Oh yeah, it's back up again." So it's still floating around.
All right.
I'm just happy the other one didn't get.
Well, we're sad about that. I know you're happy about that. So the season kicks off this weekend. What do we have? What do we have on tap for the openers?
We got Rancho Cucamonga, who's they're a very good team. They were in Division III last year. I think they're still in Division III, and they made a little run last year. They were a very good team, well coached, and I think they're older this year, so I think they returned a lot of guys. Obviously, they're well coached, and they're a very good team. So, it's you can look at it one of two ways. Sometimes you want to have an easier game to start the season, but we've been working all fall, off season, so we're ready. Kind of see where we're at and get into that playoff atmosphere right from the get-go.
So, how about you guys this season? Obviously, you lost some really good seniors. What can we expect with the new team this year?
I think we're people ask, how good are you? Well, can't really, record-wise, I don't know if we're going to repeat, and go in whatever we were, and winning 23 games in a row. That's kind of hard to do. It takes a lot of luck and things going your way, and obviously you got to be good. I know we're good. I know that for a fact, and I know we're going to compete. I know we're going to be detailed. I know we're going to hustle. I know we're going to play the game the right way, and wins and losses are going to take care of themselves, and I know we're going to be there in the end to have a shot at a league championship and make a run in the playoffs, and that's all you can really ask for.
After that great season last year, got some respect from the CIF, so you go from Division III to Division II this year. Does that mean anything to you guys as far as who you're playing and kind of up a division?
It looks pretty much the same as last year to me. Like when I was looking at the divisions and the rankings and everything, I mean, it really, whether it's Division II or Division III, it's pretty tough. But when I look at what Division II is this year, it's a lot of the same teams. So it's going to be, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be good teams no matter what. Who you face in the playoffs, they're going to be good. And we just got to take care of the business we need to in the regular season and put ourselves in the right spot for playoffs.
So when you guys open up against Rancho early in the season, how do you use that game for trying out players, different positions, or kind of how do you use the game to get ready for the season ahead?
I mean, I think the biggest thing for us this year is we lost a lot of seniors. We brought back a lot of key returners, but we went from a 22-man roster to a 14-man roster. So and we have some positions that are still kind of up in the air, and we've lost a lot of games this offseason with all the rain. So we're going to spend some time continuing to test out our lineups and see where guys can play and what gives us our best opportunity to win. So, we're out to win every single game. We're going to compete to win every single game, but there's no trophies being handed out at the beginning of the year. So we need to figure out where we're going to be and how we're going to make a run in league and put ourselves in the best position to compete in the playoffs.
How does your pitching staff look for this year?
I think we look really strong. A couple guys that are still working off some injuries, so we're not even close to 100%. But we had a key addition, a JV pitcher, Preston Howie, who's stepped up and he looks really strong. Chris Wilson returns, even though he had some injuries in football that he's still working out, and so he's back, and he was our number one last year. So and then we have some guys around that that are going to fill in and get the job done for us. Pitching wise, I know we're going to throw strikes, and we're going to make them put the ball in play, and we got a good defense behind them. So no doubt our staff is going to keep us in games and help us be competitive.
What do you think the strong suits for the Apaches will be this year as far as offense versus defense versus pitching? What are you, I guess, most pleased with, and then maybe what's kind of the focus you may need to work on?
I mean, defensively, I think we're very strong as we were last year, and generally are. I think that's a lot of our strong suit. And like he said, we're going to pitch those strikes to let the defense take care of the work. And then we have a good lineup. I think we're very good everywhere, and that's what makes good high school teams, is being able to do everything. Sometimes you score a couple runs, sometimes you score 10, 12 runs. And I think we have the ability to do both of those, be in tight, low-scoring games, and we have the ability to score runs when we're bringing what we can bring.
How hard is it to be a third base coach and to kind of that process of split-second decision and send a guy, don't send a guy? How fun is that, and how hard is it?
Oh, it's fun. Hard, yeah, I guess, because you're going to get criticism no matter what you do. But at the end of the day, I always feel like, you're going to make mistakes, but I stick by my decisions, and I try to work hard at working on it in practice, just like the kids do. So, knowing our personnel and what we can do and who's coming up next, like a lot of that stuff factors in, and
what goes into that process? Because I think it's fascinating, because you got to think of who's on base, their speed, where the person in the outfield is going to pick up the ball, and then, like you said, a lot of people, the fans, don't think about that, but I also got to think about who's on deck, who's in the hole, how many outs we have. What goes in that whole process of when somebody gets on base? All right, these are the things that are going through my mind to figure out. Send, be a little bit more aggressive.
I mean, most of it is him yelling in the dugout. Send him.
I'm always aggressive. Send him.
And he is, and I listen to him a lot, but I also a lot of times I won't send a guy, and he'll get frustrated. But
how's that conversation afterwards?
It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, we've worked together for so long. It's I think he trusts me, I trust him, and sometimes he's going to make calls that aren't the right thing, and I'm going to make calls that aren't the right thing.
Sometimes I say send him, and like, oh, he would have been out by a long place.
Yeah.
And he stopped him, so it's easy.
It's easy to do.
He knows how I am, and I'm aggressive. Let's go. Let's put pressure on these guys. Let's make them play catch, and I'm willing to lose aggressive. So I'm okay with that, and I think he knows that. But then he obviously he's got to make the final decision, but he's also he understands, that it's not a good time, or we don't have a chance here, or things like that. And of course, if they throw it away, I'm all over them. And if they make a good throw, it's good job, Gabe.
So are the kids, and I'll take it.
And we'll talk about it. Hey, like in this situation, we need to send him. This situation, we don't. I'll give him my opinion. He'll counter, or he'll agree, and bottom line is we're gonna talk about it, and that's kind of what being a coaching staff is I want someone that's gonna have a different opinion. If you have the same opinion as me, we're kind of stagnant. Exactly. I want to hear you disagree, and I want to know why you disagree, and I want to know why you think your way is better, and maybe I'll learn something from you.
It's interesting, because like you said, it's one of those positions where nobody notices a third base coach until like, who sent him? Who is that guy? I mean, so it's one of those, when you send somebody and they safe, nobody goes, oh, great call by the third base coach to send them. But it's one of those things where it's always
it is what it is. I don't really think about it that way. I just try to do the best that we can for us. And at the end of the day, if you want to put it on me, then all right, that's fine.
So everyone also wants to know about the beard. I mean, this thing is getting legendary.
It's actually trimmed up quite a bit.
It took it down. Shorter this year.
Yeah, I took it down to start the year. I told the kids if we win CIF, they can shave it off. So
what?
I decided to trim it up a little bit and then just keep growing it out for the year. And if we can finish
CIF
the deal,
championship. That thing
we could do it on TV too.
Coach's Corner.
Go to the
Sponsored
barbershop.
by Gillette.
I think it would actually happen probably.
Really?
It would happen. It would bar none.
We probably wouldn't be able to say that.
We'd
have razors.
Coach's Corner.
We could do that.
We've done that.
Yeah. We could.
So how long have you been growing that? I mean, that doesn't grow overnight.
I don't even know. I lost count.
You
got to look at the
4 or 5 years.
Team photos.
Look at the team photos throughout the years, and you can tell the difference.
The evolution.
So how much are the kids wanting to win CIF to see that thing gone? See what you actually look like?
I don't think the beard has anything to do with their desire to win CIF. I think.
I hope not.
I think a little.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't.
It's just a little fun, and maybe creates a little bit more.
So you guys,
for them.
we talked about superstitions with Coach Lemas last year. We know you guys kind of have some fun things. Gabe, and being in the dugout with these guys, it's just fun, some of the stuff you guys do. And, baseball is kind of a longer sport, a little bit slower. But you guys seem like the players and coaches are having fun. What are some of the superstitions over the years that have been a little bit more memorable for you guys?
Last year was pretty cool because it was so long of a streak, and seeing what the kids did with the
the
kicking
football
off
stuff.
the football thing.
So they do a kickoff to start,
when they're stretching,
they're stretching, they're coming back in. They pretend like they're doing a kickoff, and we had a pitcher that was not stretching. He'd do the fair catch. One guy would throw a flag, and then the opposing team manager would come out and talk, and they'd get in the huddle and start calling out plays and audibles, and some stuff it's kind of embarrassing, and you're like, you want them to be quiet, but on the flip side, they're kids, and I don't think it's causing any.
What was the one they did, which was pretty funny, when I think it was the opposing coach would come out to the mound? They did something.
That's when they did the huddle. They
did
a couple things. Okay. One would be they went in a huddle, and when the coach left the mound, then they would do a break. Or they would just sit on the bench, silent, until the hitter came up, and then they went crazy.
Yeah.
So they'll do that too. Like a guy hits a home run, they'll all go to the side of the bench and they won't congratulate him. If some of our players that maybe have little anger issues sometimes, they do something bad, everyone will go away from him and not talk to him. Just things like that, just to lighten it up. It's a game of failure, and you're constantly getting defeated. You go 1 for 3. And that's a great game, and you're failing 2 out of 3 times. So if you can't have fun with it and you can't laugh about it at the end of the day or in the moment, you're not going to get over it, and you're just going to continue to spiral. So it is long. It is a little bit slow for some people and things like that. But it's for us, it's never slow because there's always something that we're thinking about and the next step and those types of things. But you got to keep it light. You got to have fun with it. Otherwise, it's going to drive you crazy.
Last question for you both, and we'll get you out of here. Just the goal for this season. What would be a good season for the Apaches, Nick?
A good season for the Apaches?
Yeah.
I always say I want to compete in every pitch. I don't know what our win and loss record's going to be. I can't say that I don't care. I want to win. I want to start by winning a league championship. Why do I want to win a league championship? Well, I want to win a league championship because it's a championship, number one. But number two, it gives us the best chance in the playoffs. It gives us a number 1 seed. It gives us a home game. So I want that. I want the best opportunity to win a CIF championship. So, I think if we can stay in the moment, we can compete pitch by pitch and battle and grind it out. It's a long season. So it's hard to say what we want our record. I don't care what our record is. I care where we're at the end of the year. So. If we can make a run in these playoffs and that's all I really care about is making a little bit of run. I felt like we came up a little short in the playoffs last year, and that was left a bad taste in my mouth. So I want to get back into that time of year.
Gabe, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. League championship, something we haven't had in quite a few years, and that would be a great thing to have. But ultimately, putting ourselves in a good situation in the playoffs, and our kids are hungry. They've worked really hard in the off season, and the guys we have coming back are hungry from last year, and they've really helped bring up our new kids that are coming up, and I think they're ready for this grind and what we can do. So it's gonna be fun, and I'm excited, and I think we're gonna make some noise again.
One more question for you guys. I lied just because we talked about last season, but it was such an exciting season. You both mentioned it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but now that you've had some time to think about last season, how fun was that? That streak was amazing. The media attention was pretty crazy. Social media was fun. I know you had the disappointing loss in the playoffs, but in perspective now that you've had some time to think about it, how fun was last season?
Pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty remarkable. To know and that we made it into the top 10 in the nation, that we were number 1 in the LA Times. There's so many fantastic baseball programs in Southern California. The list goes on, and I could probably name 30 just off the top of my head, that are just legit baseball programs. And to have someone as respectable as the LA Times say that we're the best one, that's pretty amazing, you know. And then getting into the national rankings and things like that, and you know, the San Gabriel Valley and being #1 pretty much all year. I mean, it's you know, it's something we'll definitely never forget, and you know, I would sign up for that again for sure. You know.
Gabe, what do you think? Last season?
Yeah, no, it was really fun. It was really fun, and it was really cool just seeing the community jump on board and follow, and being around the community myself, like people that I don't really knew would even follow baseball were coming up to me and saying how they're following how good we're doing, and it was a cool feeling, and it was good for the kids. It was good for the program. And it was fun. It was cool. I'm not really about rankings, and I'm not really about that stuff, but it was pretty fun.
It was a fun season, and it was one of those things where people you think maybe not following local high school baseball would stop and be like, "Hey, I heard the Apaches are on the streak. When's their next home game?" And to see all the fans come out, and some of those games where, you know, people are lined up in left field, right field, trying to get a peek. That was fun.
Yeah, I had to stop wearing like Arcadia stuff around town because people would be like coming up to me all the time, and I mean, it's cool, but yeah.
Well, if we have a fraction of that.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, if we have a fraction of that this season, we're going to have another fun season. So you can follow Arcadia Baseball on Twitter, @Arcadia Baseball. You guys do a great job of putting what's happening out there, giving fans updates. So @Arcadia Baseball, follow them. You can follow the district @Arcadia Unified. We will keep you informed as well. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in for the season
Appreciate
debut
it.
of Coach's
Thank you.
Corner. Mr.
Thank
Hyatt,
you.
great to have you as well. Good luck, Apaches, and we'll follow up throughout the season. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.